is which school is best for my kid on the autism spectrum. We are to let that kid be in the mainstream classroom only. Special schools and all this. So when a student comes to them, they know the student has not come to us willingly. If your child cannot identify 1, 2, 3, 4, he needs extra help and support and manipulators and extra time for training him. Hello everybody, Rajni yet another time from Sashakt Empowering Legs. So today, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about a much talked about topic, that is which school is best for my kid on the autism spectrum. Very quick introduction. My name, as you know, is Rajni. I just said it, Rajni Singh. Special educator, 17 years of work experience, 15,000 plus students. I do have a digital presence, Hindi channel, English channel, Instagram, and we do a lot of content on how do you parent children on the autism spectrum effectively so that we reach a wonderful logical conclusion in terms of having an independent child at hand who is capable of living his or her life on their own. Also, I'm a proud mother to 2 boys. The older one, 21 years old, on the autism spectrum, working professional now. He is a hotel management graduate and stays in a different city and is pursuing his job. Okay, without a single minute delay, let's get started on today's topic. And the topic, as I said, is which school is best for my kid? Should I go for a regular school or should I go for a special school? If you like our content, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, press the notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming updates, and share with anybody you think will value from this content. Yeah. Also, we do a lot of programs on Instagram, on YouTube. So we do lives. Please feel free to join our live on every Tuesday. The handle to Instagram is given in the description, and we do autism masterclass and webinars. Those are on Fridays 7 to 9:30 p.m. The link to that also is given in the description box. So let's get started. So, which school is better for my kid? Should I put my kid in a regular school or should I put my kid in a special school? Now, this answer would be different for different individuals because every kid is uniquely different, yeah, on the spectrum. Now, how do I ascertain that what I've done for my kid is the best? For this, I will try to give an example. In a regular setup, if let us assume that the class is doing carry, okay, and borrow, and my child is able to do 5 plus 7, 5 in my head, 7 on my fingers, or 7 in my head, 5 on my fingers, yeah, and write down the answer, has still not gone to a double digit by double digit without carry, but is in the process, but is at least until in the same class, like the class is doing a carry with 2 digit and 2 digit, okay, like a 27 plus 19, okay, like that example. And my kid is doing addition, but is doing not really basic like 2 plus 1. My kid is doing addition like 8 and 7 more, 8 in my head, 7 on my fingers, okay, 15. It's a good idea to let that kid be in the mainstream classroom only, provided they do have counselors or special educators or allow a shadow, okay, because the gap is not too much. I use this example to help you understand about the gap. Now imagine within the same class, if children are doing carry and borrow, and I am struggling with my kid for identification of numbers, and sometimes my child is giving correctly a 4 when I say 4, And sometimes my child is picking up maybe a 7 when I'm saying 4, and then I have to do all of the drill. Look carefully, you are not looking, you are not paying attention, concentrate, focus. You know the kind of words we say, mothers. So if I'm having to put in all of that effort and the child doesn't have identification, or even if he has identification, value count is not there and class is doing carry, that is a very wrong place for the kid to be in, because there is no way that the lag will be able to be covered over a period of time in that setup. Because the class will have its own pace. So what will happen? You will jump from concept to concept. I have seen children where parents have jumped from concept to concept. They come to me and they say, please teach her addition. Class is doing addition. Now, teacher is good, but I can't jack up the process. The brain will take time. So we are doing manipulatives, we are doing, practical, tangible things, and the child is learning at her pace. But then the parent wants that, oh, now they've finished with carry also. Now they've gone to subtraction, and now next week they'll finish borrow. So what you do is, leave this, you please try carry, because they have or carry is over. Now you please try subtraction. Start teaching us subtraction. Now what happens is the child's brain is massively confused. Yeah, the child hasn't gotten one concept completely, and you are saying because the class has moved to the other concept, we need to teach her that. What happens is you are just trying to have a hold in the classroom and give yourself the mental satisfaction and peace that my child can do everything that everybody else can do. And that's what I say, this is a very risky statement. When I also say this, an autistic child can do everything another kid can do, it is very prone to misunderstanding by the parents. It doesn't mean at a smaller step or smaller level. It means over a period of time. Always. So there is no competition. We are not getting into a competition. So you have to assess if your child is at a level where the child will handle another concept or will be able to handle the chaos and cacophony of the classroom with other children. All kids are kids, okay? What neurotypical or diverse. So somebody will take the foil of their tiffin, the aluminum foil, make a ball and throw it here, and somebody throwing paper and all of that happening. And within all the chaos, if the child can handle and look here and there, and then teacher comes, everybody settles. The child has enough task switch to settle. The child has enough learning to look at the teacher, raise hand if the child has a question. If there is a shadow supporting the kid with the kid's level of work, which is not way behind, the mainstream class is the best place for this kid to be. Please do not take your kid out and put in the special setup. Now, what happens at a special setup? Yeah, I am not criticizing a special setup. I am keeping the plus and minus right in front of you. Every parent fights tooth and nail to put their child in a mainstream setup because it is very hurtful to their own esteem that my kid sits separately and studies with. Their kid has a problem, they don't want to look at it. Yeah? Problem as in, autism is not the problem, but the symptoms and the behaviors, those are the problem. So, the child has a problem, they don't want to look at it, they're looking at another one's child. My kid will sit with that kid. You know, that kind of thought. So, what happens is, every parent inadvertently wants their child to be in a mainstream classroom. And special schools know this. So, when a student comes to them, they know the student has not come to us willingly. This parent has had 20 doors closed on their face when they know they don't have any other choice, and now the child is here. Special schools know this. So knowingly, unknowingly, said, unsaid, there is a thought at the back of the head. This is what I've observed in 17 years of working in this field. There is a thought at the back of the head, oh, this kid won't be able to do it. Why? Because he's come here, which means he's being rejected at 20 different places. Now he's come here. He's not going to be able to do it. Now with that kind of a thought, their speed, suppose if they would push and the child would reach, let's say, level X, okay, in a reasonable scenario. In a special school, the child will reach X minus 50% of X. Okay, because they are not putting up big goals, because subconsciously they are feeling he won't be able to do it because he's here. If he would have been able to do it, he would have been in the mainstream setup. You understand? So, if your kid is fairly able to, like I said, that 8 plus 7 is doing and they're doing carry, don't move him from there. Okay? The gap will be there, but special educators will be there, shadows will be there, you will work at home, we will cover the gap. As it is, not every child gets 100%. In a class, some children get 60% also. Big point is he's learning language skills. He's learning socialization. And have a good rapport with the school, with the class teacher. Please keep going to them every now and then, not with complaints, but with solutions and your side of the contribution. This is how I raised Jay also. That this is what I am doing, tell me what else I can do. And in return, you just ask them, put him in the assembly, let him say the speech of the day or the thought of the day, let him read the news, okay? Increase his confidence by getting into extracurriculars in the school and try to minimize the gap using the outside sources, okay? If you put a kid who's like this in a special setup, then the child's self-esteem will be gone, behaviors will come in, because there will be too much free time for the kid. He will be watching other children do inappropriate behaviors and it will be very exciting and the child will pick up. Then you have a problem at hand. Yeah? On the contrary, if your child cannot identify 1, 2, 3, 4, he needs extra help and support and manipulators and extra time for training him so he can or she can do it. A mainstream school will not offer that. Please take that kid and put him in the or her in the special setup, because that will be according to the pace of the kid. Because the pace itself is slow enough for the kid to not be able to acquire the social skills in a regular mainstream setup. So it will depend upon kid to kid. Which kid should go to special needs? Those where the gap from their chronological age peers, is very huge, night and day kind of difference. Where the gap is not that big, mainstream classroom is where the child needs to go. I hope this information served you and helped you to make that decision if you are struggling with that question. If you liked it, please click on the like button and subscribe, share. Also, like I said, we do the lives, we do the masterclass and the programs. The descriptions are all given in, the links are all given in the description box. Go right ahead and click on the links and join us. Keep empowering yourself, keep learning, because every child deserves an empowered parent. May each kid win. I shall see you next week. Bye-bye.